Champion is Kivo 100% natural ginger garlic and onion powder. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. It's still Sister right here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to introduce the sisters. Drum roll. Let me hear the anticipation. Brrr, boom. Okay. Ethel and Rosie.
Clap for ourselves.
Yes, let's clap for ourselves. I'm sure the viewers and listeners are clapping in their house. Hi, Ethel.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
I'm well.
You're looking colorful.
Thank you.
I don't know what's going on, but yeah.
Something
is going on. We have to investigate.
I think I'm just feeling fulfilled, achieved, you know.
Yeah, because you went to do something.
I went to
Tell
do
us about
something.
it.
Yes, I was in Tongo, like I told you, and we're successful. We're able to do up to 400 screening of eyes and surgeries. 29 people who came blind could see.
Wow.
That was an amazing thing, and
Wow.
I was glad to be, you know, part of that. And I think I'm tired, but I'm feeling just, you know,
Grateful.
grateful. That's the
And
word.
fulfilled.
I'm fulfilled. God has been
That's
good.
it.
Yeah.
Making history. Rosie.
Hi.
Hey, you're really smiling. Looking at
Oh
her.
no, because I was actually excited about the project, and the day she was leaving, she called me very early in the morning. They're on her way, and I was asleep. Yeah, she did, and that's good. I like hearing stories like that. So, yeah, it puts a smile on my face.
Wow, that's good.
But I'm happy. I'm happy as myself. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once again, Nora has done her magic.
Looking all fly.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so you've met the sisters. Now it's time for us to get into the letters of the day. Are we ready, sisters?
Yes.
Ready.
Okay, the first letter. Dear sisters, on the 6th of August 2025, my girlfriend and I marked 5 years together. But recently, we had a serious issue. She has a habit of chatting and video calling men abroad, usually those helping her with favors. In the past, one even proposed to her, and although she rejected him, she still entertained his friendship. Recently, she started doing the same thing with another man after getting a job through his mother. I confronted her about always being on the phone, even when we were together, but she claimed I give her attitude and ignore her sometimes. Because of the stress from my work, I can be quiet and moody, but I explained this to her. What hurt me most was that she checks on this other man more than she checks on me. 2 weeks ago, I discovered she had changed her phone password and refused to unlock it. I told her to either open it or leave the house.
She left.
She refused, so I sent her out that night. Later, I even explained the situation to her friend. We have since reconciled, admitted our mistakes, and gotten back together. However, she says whenever she sees me, she remembers that night and feels angry at me, even though she still loves me. I also love her and regret throwing her out. My question is, how can we move past this incident, rebuild trust, and be truly happy together again? Rosie.
The lady lacks boundaries. She doesn't have any control as to what she should do, what she shouldn't do. You see, when you're in a relationship, you have a duty to respect that relationship. I'm not saying don't have friends. I'm not saying don't ever do video calls. I'm not saying don't ever talk to anybody of the opposite sex. But once in a relationship, you need to have certain boundaries. And when your partner is getting uncomfortable, you don't have to dismiss it. You have a responsibility to address the issue. So for me, I have a feeling, all I think is that I feel like the lady is gaslighting the man.
Right.
Because, for instance, no man will be comfortable with you video calling other men, especially other men abroad. Some end up proposing to you. What are the conversations such that somebody abroad will end up proposing to you?
And there were favors.
Yeah, and what are the kind of favors that they are doing for you? What are the promises behind those favors? What are they? You know, there's so many questions that are being left unanswered. So for me, she knows that the man loves her, and the man throwing her out was a moment of, I've had it, I'm fed up. I don't justify it, but it was a funny moment where he was probably just fed up with the whole thing, and she gave her an ultimatum, and she decided to do the latter. She said, you know what, since you've chosen, because the thing is either open it or leave, and once you haven't opened it, the alternative is to leave, so let me throw you out. That was a moment of, I'm fed up, and he did what he did. But because he truly loves her, he's remorseful about that, and I'm sure it is that action that has even led him to even apologize to the lady and try to make amends. But I don't think the lady is truly sorry for what she has done.
Why?
Because you see, when action and reaction are equal and opposite, when you have committed a crime over a long period, and then the other party is fed up and reacts, and you tend to judge the reaction as a standalone action,
Without thinking of your own self,
without
yeah.
thinking about
How you contributed
to that action, then there's a very unfair play in there. That's what I'm saying. That look, the man throwing a woman out, especially even if it's in the afternoon, it's not right. It's not right. It's high-handed. It's extreme. It is disrespectful. Nobody is justifying that. But what got him there, that needs to be addressed. So in as much as you are hurt about that, she needs to realize that she contributed to that action. And there's a responsibility on her to also do the right thing. And a responsibility on the man to also control his anger and his feelings when things like this occur. And I keep saying that things like trust, one remedy for trust is forgiveness. So if you can't forgive, you can't trust. Number two, you need to admit what you have done wrong and make sure you don't go back to it.
Right.
So for instance, in the case of the lady, if she's still doing the video calls and is still engaging with people abroad, is still taking favors from people abroad and video calling, obviously the trust will not be rebuilt. And the man too, if you're also reminding her constantly of what she was doing before, and are you calling this person on video? Why are you calling this person on video? I've told you, don't. It also breaks down the whole trust. So it takes a lot. So it comes with repentance, it comes with forgiveness, it comes with being consistent in your repentance. That's the way you can build trust. But my worry here is that the way she said, the man said he's going to run it by some friends. I don't know whether the relationship is child's play. You see, when a relationship, and I even told her friend, and I even told my friend, when I start hearing things like that in relationships, I'm like, a relationship no jinahi. Because something has gone wrong. Then you have gone to run it by the girl's friend. In what capacity? You
know, some people believe that the friend is the only person that can advise you at that point.
True.
Yes.
True, but the way it sounded more like you're taking it to a Stahindri or a judge to judge the thing. You know, it's one thing.
I think it's out of shame. You know what? He realized his mistake of throwing her out.
Okay, then
so that's shame.
To go and explain to the friend why it happened. Okay,
exactly. He had to report himself. This is what I have done. No,
this is what I've done. No, that's fine. No, we all do it once a while, so that's fine. Yeah, we all do it once a while. That's fine. So yes, so that's it. So I just think that it will be difficult to rebuild trust, but however, it's not something that is not that is impossible. It's just that it takes a lot of work from both parties. Right. But I have a feeling that this lady is no, it's not about forget. She's gaslighting the man. That's what I'm feeling. Right. That she knows she's in the wrong, but she's still placing everything on her being thrown out, and she's angry at that. But if you admit that you were wrong and you admit that you led them to that place, you would exhibit initial, I'm angry, I'm pissed off, why do you do this? But in the same vein, you want your boyfriend to forgive you for what you've done, you also have to extend that olive branch to also forgive him. Then both of you can work together at it. But in this case, I sense that she feels entitled to be offended. and the man also is feeling like, I have offended. But there's no talk about what the girl has done. So I feel like the lady probably has the upper hand in the relationship and is the one calling the shots. And it's probably just gaslighting the man.
Right. But you believe?
I think, yes.
No, do you believe that she is actually suffering from a bit of PTSD of how everything happened that night? Because sending somebody out of your house in the night it's actually a very scary thing.
But being with your boyfriend for 5 years and talking to other men who are promising to marry you, taking favors from other men, doing video calls right in his presence, that's torture.
Right.
My husband will not stand for that. It's torture.
Yeah. Thoughts?
I think I'll take you from that note. I am honestly worried that, I mean, a relationship of 5 years is experiencing these things where somebody in that relationship of 5 years still has the audacity to be calling another man on maybe it's a business. Okay, then we know that you are doing this business, and so there has to be that conversation. If not, why in God's name would you be calling other men for favors? It's a no-no in a relationship. Okay, why would you be asking other people, in fact, enjoying their company, spending so much time with them? And I'm thinking that probably the man has not made it that clear in terms of he not wanting to tolerate a thing like that, because it wouldn't travel or shouldn't travel this far that your woman of 5 years in a relationship will be able to do this to you. Then maybe you have not set the right boundaries. You've been shelving it, sweeping it under the carpet. You've not made your stance clear enough. So she thinks, oh, we can keep doing this thing.
Right. But let's talk about his own attitude.
His own attitude.
Yes. Because
I think that I stand with Rosie when she says that the actual issue of why it came to that point where he had to send you out.
No, not the sending out part.
Okay.
In the beginning, he said he confronted her of always being on her phone even when they are together. But she claims that his attitude of ignoring her sometimes affects her. And he said because of the stress from work, he can be quiet and moody.
Right.
So he also is exuding some kind of energy.
Right. No. But I think that that's another thing where, you are in a relationship. You're not even married. You're in a relationship. And I always say that relationship means that we are studying each other. That means that when there is an attitude that pops up, I will be able to say no. And if it persists, I either would have to remove myself from the space. You should not also now begin to do the wrong things because someone is giving you this whole attitude. Because 5 years, in fact, this should have been marriage happening. So for you, he has not given you attention, or he has mood issues, work and all of that. I can imagine that, yes, it's possible that somebody cannot take it. Because if it's consistent, all the time work gets you to be moody and you give me, vibes that sends me into wanting affection from other people, that's a serious thing. So maybe she too has allowed that to happen and has, thought of maybe making it a normal thing where, okay, if he gives me all these wrong vibes, my escape route is to go doing these things. So I think they really need, at this point, I might think that somebody needs to sit down and listen to, because there are wrong things coming from both sides and they are both reacting wrongly, if I should say. So that now this one is doing the wrong thing to me. This is what I am doing to cope with it. When you shouldn't even be coping. If it is this long, if it's at the beginning, yes, you are still studying. But when it gets this far, this is where you make real decisions, concrete decisions. I don't want this, and if this continues, I'm out of here. You don't keep, because then you see how you are hurting each other. The next thing is that he might even physically hurt her or, abuse her because it's getting too far. I think by this time, you should know that I don't want this. And it happens, you keep piling, all these wrong things people do. And it gets to that point when you react, you do the worst thing and you are the one going to be seen as the bad person, and that's where the gaslighting is showing on her part.
No, but the thing is also, well, like I mentioned, they have reconciled, right?
For now.
They both admitted their mistakes.
Okay.
So will we still say she's gaslighting him?
Oh, yes.
Why?
Yes.
Definitely.
Gaslighters don't they admit, in fact, they are the first people to tell you that I know, and they will narrate to you exactly what they did wrong. Trust me, they know what they should have done.
But to end at what you did.
At what you did,
yes,
yeah.
that's how it happened.
And you might be the cause of their problem.
Yeah, so it's
Yes,
always,
but you
I'm
see-
sorry, but. I'm sorry, but that. But you see, this
But
is
you
why.
pushed me to the wall.
Yes, you
Yes.
did this.
How can you?
How can
You see,
you?
they will talk,
And
talk,
you
talk,
know
talk,
me.
and to end up with, and
Yes.
you threw me out at night.
Yes.
That's where to end. And the thing is that you see,
Oh,
this
man,
thing-
I am very dramatic. I'll repeat
and
it. That you
this
threw
thing
me out at
about
night a million
being
times.
quiet and being moody.
Yeah.
See, there's no human being who is moody 24/7.
Yeah.
So she gets moody when he's stressed. We all go through that.
Yeah.
Number two, he's naturally a quiet person, but he notices when you are doing these things. And per his submission, he says that even when they are together, which means at times that
When
they
they
are
are
even
even-
together. And the thing
She
is
picks
that
the phone and then-
even as a woman, when you want to spend time with your husband, every time he has an excuse, he's always busy. Or let's say, anytime you want to talk, he's on his phone.
Yeah.
Talking. A time is going to come.
I
You
really
go
hate
out,
that,
you
yeah.
just sit there and watch him be on his phone.
Yeah.
You understand? See, sometimes it's like communication has to be wanted by both parties. One person cannot communicate. It's impossible for one person to communicate. Whatever I'm saying is as good as you, the one who is listening to it. So if what I'm saying doesn't get to you, I'm not communicating. If what you are saying I don't understand, you are not communicating. Communicating only works if it's a two-way street. So you have a situation, because there are people who are quiet, but because they love the people and the people also engage them, they also come along. So they are quiet outdoors, but indoors, you have no idea. They can be chatter boxes. Like Ethel, I thought she was quiet. Now I know that it was camouflage. You understand? So at the end of the day, I think that there's no excuse to break certain boundaries when it comes to relationships. For me, that's basically it.
Period.
If the guy is too quiet, the guy is not, tinkling your emotions, the guy is not making you feel like a woman, the guy is not being who he has to be. Like Ethel said, the relationship should not be 5 years old today.
Exactly.
After 6 months, okay, 1 year, you're like, Charlie, this thing, he doesn't spark my juices. So allow the guy to go and rest and go and look for somebody who can
sparks the
entertain
juices.
you and sparks your juices. Let the guy also go and look for somebody who is also probably too busy or doesn't like too much attention or probably doesn't like even people touching her and things. To bond with this guy who is also quiet, they will both respect themselves. They can be in the same room, watch TV, and that is their intimate moment. Both of them sitting apart and watching TV, and they are intimate and they are happy with it. You understand? So there are
God
people like
forbid
that.
that kind of intimacy.
Oh, there are people like that. They enjoy they enjoy each other's presence, not even talking.
Trust me.
No, okay, I know we can do that, but not touching each other.
No, there are people.
touching
You
will
see,
come.
the touching will come. But I'm just saying that there are people that if they met each other and they don't go like, oh baby, and touch and things, they are okay. I have a couple friend. I have
I'm
a
not
couple
okay.
friend. When you see them engage, I call them the perfect English couple.
Okay.
When you see them engage, they're not touchy. They just go like, the lady even calls the husband by their surname, like, and it's exciting to watch. They are not lovey-dovey. They're not a traditional, I love you, touch me, no. But when you see the energy between the two of them, they are not touching, they are not being overly, but the energy between the two of them sticks. And I laugh at them and tell them, you people, you're just an English couple. And it works well for them. They've been together for over a decade and they are, almost 15 years and they are happy with themselves. You understand? So at the end of the day, I don't think that there's any cast in stone method to show love or expect love. But there's love that is meant for you. There's one that you can interpret. There's one that you can appreciate, and there are some that you just don't understand.
Right.
If you don't understand it, don't force yourself.
Right, but do you think communication is one of the problems that led them to where they are?
Of course.
You say it's also comfort. Comfort of, like, say the woman, or not both of them, like, some people just end up with people that they do not truly like because society wants you to grow old, marry at some stage, and they're just comfortable with that, even though they might not be fulfilled.
You're right.
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
I think so. That we sometimes don't want to even do the work itself. You think that, okay, here that I am, fine, I'm already here and I've been accepted. Let me just be here, because actually looking for what you want and working towards it can be very tedious. And so sometimes we are lazy at doing that. So we won't even put the effort in there. We'll just take it as it is and then keep going until it really gets that bad. Realize that, no, I don't want to be here. Meanwhile, there was a lot of work you could have done, even to the point where you say, I don't want to be here, and begin working at another place. One of the reasons why I tell myself, look, this marriage, I'm going to put my all in it, because I'm not ready to start with somebody else, all of the drama again with another. It's a lot of work. So I'm going to make sure that this really works so that I don't have to start all over. So I think that sometimes we don't do ourselves that honor of, putting in the work. Like you're saying, communication is on point. If it's not working, we talk. Sometimes I feel like I'm just tired. I've been saying this all over it and it's not working. So why even keep working at it? Yeah.
Relationship is difficult. We have two different people coming together. So let me just to buttress Ethel's point that if you are not willing to put in work, if you don't put in if you put in garbage, garbage will come out. So if you don't put in the work, the thing will not survive as it's supposed to survive. So it's important that they put in some work. But then again, you see, there are some people too who do not want to have a body count greater than one.
Right.
They are set, like, you know what, so that is why no matter how bad it is, they hang on, they hold on, because they don't want, because moving on alone is a sign of failure.
Yes.
But no, I keep saying all the time, I said it here several times, that divorce is a nightmare.
Don't try it.
It's not a good place you want to find yourself in.
Right.
Psychologically, emotionally,
Financially.
and so socially, because you have friends who you even thought were friends of the couple. When the divorce is happening, then you realize that
the real.
you realize who the real ones are.
Yeah.
Sometimes the one that you were talking to, like this, my husband is doing, or my wife is doing, they are the ones who even stab you deepest.
Deeper, yes.
So divorce is not a good place to be in, socially, mentally, emotionally, financially.
Yes. Even
You see, when you were
spiritually.
getting married there, you could have even decided to do a simple wedding, just go to the court and sign. It doesn't cost. But even if you did that and you wanted to divorce, the cost of divorcing is not a joke. And even if you have the money to divorce, the court can decide
No.
that no, I don't think you guys are ready. Go and spend 2 years apart for us to know that, yes, indeed, you can stay apart for 2 years before you get divorced. So sometimes I say, look, when you see these signs on the wall, you've realized that the two of you are not compatible. The two of you cannot communicate. Because listen, one ingredient of love is actually forgiveness. So when you love somebody, no matter how hurt you are, no matter how annoying the thing is, as time goes on, you find it very easy to just forgive the person. Because at some point, you see the person like that sibling that you can't do without.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing that I can't do without. I remember one day, sometimes my husband came to me and said, Rosie, obey Koya, meaning that, look, Rosie, you don't have anywhere to go. Me too, I don't have anywhere to go.
That's it.
We gotta solve it.
So at the end of the day, we are in this together, period.
Yeah.
So you get to that stage, and that is that kind of mentality that would also help you to do what? To forgive the other person when they go wrong. But when you're in a relationship, it's not even married, and you can't even forgive the person. Why move it a step forward? And you've already spent 5 years. No, that's too much time to waste on something that may not even yield fruit. So maybe it's possible that both of them are in it, waiting for the right time or the right moment to step out, or both of them are in it because they don't want to move their body count from 1 to 2, or both of them. I don't know why they are in it, because
spend too much resources on each other.
So they want to keep everything in there. So whatever reasons they are together, I don't think that it justifies them taking it a step further. And if you know that you can't go a step further, why waste the relationship? Because that is the best time to actually leave. When you want to leave, just pick up your handbag and then you go. Worst case, a few friends will come and talk to each other. I don't like that. That's the end of it. We've all gone through breakups before. Oh, but why did you break up with this guy? He's nice. Look, I just don't want him, period. Asta.
All right. We have some Facebook comments from our followers and viewers. This was by Chrisbel Bochwe. 5 solid years doing boyfriend and girlfriend. Hey! She has really tried, though. I'm not condoning her attitude, but you also can't use work stress as an excuse to be cold. That I don't like. You can't be cold towards her and still expect full understanding. It doesn't work that way. She's not the one stressing you. That said, she too should know her boundaries. Exactly. And Nate Sandy, officer, you are not in a relationship. You are dating yourself. Tough gong. You need to be firm when setting boundaries. It's not by complying. No, if she's not complying, the best thing to do is let her go and allow her to do what she enjoys. True. Be serious about it. Otherwise, she will take you for granted. And Boss is saying you cannot. She is actively cheating and you are actively enabling it. This is not a relationship. Cheddar Jr. is saying, take her out and travel just for fun.
Oh, on this.
Put the phone side, talk. Put the phones away. Talk, hold hands, vent, and simply enjoy each other's company.
This person watches too many movies.
Too many telenovelas.
Go somewhere new and create memories together. It really works. Okay, Lawrence Eddie is saying 5 years in relationships and still counting. Be serious. And she's equally not taking you seriously and also does not respect you. For now, it is open and anything is possible. Real men don't waste time. I think the whole 5 years thing too might just be.
You see,
that's why her leg is everywhere.
No, well, it depends on how old she is and when the relationship started. But at the end of the day, because I know people who've done 8 years relationships.
Someone said
10 and then they've gone to marry and they're happy.
Ibrahim Jibrin is saying PhD in courtship.
Oh wow.
But I don't think the length of time has anything to do with it. It's the quality of the togetherness.
Yeah. Someone said, is she the only one on earth? Yeah, but you never know. You never know what they're enjoying. So she might be the only one for him, actually. We never know.
From what it looks like, she doesn't seem to be.
Well, Charles Selassie, that's the last one. Bro, why are you still dating her? Just walk away. She belongs to the streets.
No.
You don't keep women like this.
Not that bad.
No, Charles, you don't get to say that. You don't get to say that. On that note, it's time for us to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be reading our second letter.
Kudos. Remember what I told you. Whenever you face a challenge, never chicken out.
Just eat the chicken.
Use Kivo 100% natural 3-in-1 mix of ginger, garlic, and onion powder for steaming all your delicious meat, fish, and chicken, and also good for stews and soups. No salt, no MSG, no preservatives. It's 100% natural 3-in-1 mix.
I'm a match winner. But the real champion is Kivo 100% natural ginger, garlic, and onion powder. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
It's the Indomitable Hero Pack promo. The goal is to win a trip to Disneyland Paris. We all have 8 comic books, right? I have won a PS5 in the weekly draw by entering the code through the USSD. I won a TV last week and that is so happy. I just entered my 8th code to indomieghana.com. I cannot wait to win my bicycle. I really hope I'll win my tablet. Now, what we all need is the final comic book to enter the grand lucky draw to go to Disneyland Paris. The hunt starts now. Allez! Buy Indomie Hero Packs. Collect all 9 comic books to enter the grand draw and win amazing prizes, including a trip to Disneyland Paris in the Indomitables Hero Pack promo.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved.
right, guys, it's still Sister right here on Channel 1 TV. And if you're listening, this is City 97.3 FM, the best station in the world. Anyway, we have our second letter. The first one was quite interesting. Yeah, it's up and down for me. I don't know if I like the man or I like the woman.
Chris likes the
They
woman.
just both have issues.
No,
You know her?
I don't like to be thrown out at night.
Of course.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
that's
Nobody will love
That it's giving me it's giving me PTSD for her. Yeah, that kind of. So I'm
It's
like,
true.
yeah,
Anything
I
could have
understand where
happened.
she's
That was
coming
life and
from.
death.
Anyway, our second letter, dear sisters, I have a very delicate issue and I really need your advice. I've made a male best friend for about 10 years now. We are extremely close. We go everywhere together. We almost do everything together and basically share our lives. The challenge is that anytime either of us tries to get into a relationship, it doesn't work out. In my case, whenever I introduce someone to him as my boyfriend, he gets upset. Boy,
I'm sipping my juice.
this has made it very difficult for me to sustain any relationship. To make things even more complicated, we've actually been intimate a couple times. Boy, girl. I truly care about him, but I don't know where we stand. Are we in love with each other, or what exactly is happening between us? Sisters, I'm really confused and I need your advice. I think you guys like each other.
Just talk to each
That's
other.
like, for me, if you ask me now, this is the end of the show. You like each other, that's it. But anyway, sisters. Rosie is still sipping.
I'm still sipping. Milk best is sunny.
Okay, first of all, let me just start with this question: is it possible for a man and a woman to be to be best friends?
To an extent.
What's it? You're not sure
I'm not,
that a man and a woman can be
feel
best
like
friends?
I used to think it was, but no. I'm like, this
Why in
is-
high school?
as not personally an experience I've had, but I used to just have the opinion, oh well, yes, why not? They can be best friends. But growing up, I think I've grown out of that thought. It's a dangerous place to put yourself. Yes, you can be good friends. You can call yourself best friends, but you have to be careful and be able to set boundaries. Because you are not wood. You are two opposites, sex coming together. And you see, when people come into contact with each other, they live with each other, and they begin to see each other for who they are. That likeness. Look, it can be somebody that you never imagined you'll fall in love with. But just because you are spending so much time, you are sharing each other's lives, and you are seeing them for really who they are, you are understanding them, for that love begins to spark in, and you find yourself, crossing boundaries and all of that. So for me, I don't think that it's, we like to say that, and it appears it's okay, but no, it in its sense, actual sense, because at some point you have to put a barrier to it. And I think that that is what is happening to these two people, where they say they are best friends, and clearly they are breaking the barriers. They are, doing things that just best friends should not be doing. If you have slept with each other already, or unless that's not what it means. Yes, then it has crossed something else. And why don't they talk to each other? This is the
But
time.
they are talking.
They are not, because this question she's asking is supposed to be to him, where
Like,
you ask him,
what are we doing?
what is happening? So how can we move from here?
Right.
Because then you're going to hurt each other very much.
All right, Rosie, what are your thoughts?
They can be best friends.
Man and woman can be best friends.
You see, man and woman can be close friends. But the kind of best friend she's talking about, where you do everything together, you go places together, a man and a woman cannot be that kind of a best friend. A man who claims a woman is their best friend is just waiting for the right time to hit.
Hit what?
You know what I'm trying to say? A man who claims that his best friend is a woman is waiting for the right time to hit. Unless,
But we've seen this.
Unless, of course, the man has other sexual preferences.
Right.
So you can have a woman who is best friends with a man who is probably gay because sexually they are not compatible.
Yeah.
But when you spend that much time together, their heart begins to grow fond. And then all of a sudden, boundaries begin to dissipate. And then, like you said, when you pick somebody else, even the time you are spending with your partner begins to upset the man. Because am I not
the
man,
woman, yeah.
or the woman? Am I not man enough? Am I not woman enough? Why are you spending time with somebody else? It begins to, even same-sex besties, in some cases, this kind of interference happens. But with the same sex, because that lady is also looking for, you're also looking for, there's a way you can handle it. And the moment you've crossed that boundary and you've gotten intimate, you are no longer best friends. You are now friends with benefits.
So will a friend with benefit be angry at you for introducing another man?
Sometimes it happens. It even surprises the person.
You see, because you see, maybe they started out as best friends. People were probably teasing them. They said, no, we are best friends here. But they want to prove to the whole world that they are indeed best friends without anything attached. But secretly, they've done one or two. Now, it's the girl who sends the message, right? Yeah. They've done more than two. She said twice. They've done more than two. And so...
Might not just smooching and everything.
You know, they've done more than two. So now that they've crossed that barrier, and the thing about especially African relationships is that the moment you cross a certain barrier and you now want to catch up with who are we, sometimes your mouth gets too heavy to ask that question. Sometimes your mouth gets too heavy. Yeah. That's why it's important that even before you start getting intimate, define. At the moment that it was about to happen, ask the girl, whoa, what's happening?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? I mean, this is crossing the lines. You're my best friend, for crying out loud.
Yes.
Yeah, you're my best friend, but I like you, blah, blah, blah. So what are we going to do? You know, define it from the very onset. The moment you allow it to go beyond a certain level, and it becomes normal, because I'm sure after it happened the first time, you still tried to date somebody else because in your mind, you are thinking that, oh, this is my best friend. The man too also tried. Number two, such relationships don't even work out. If the two of them will even come together, it doesn't even work out. You know too much about each other.
But isn't that what your husband is supposed to be?
No. A normal relationship, the beauty about it is that you get to learn about each other while the relationship progresses. Now, there is some good about being friends with somebody and ending up marrying the person. There's beauty in that because you didn't pretend. The person knows you as who you are. X, Y, Z. Those things are good. But once you cross the sex barrier, especially when you cross that barrier whilst you were still allowed to date other people, fundamentally, there are also trust issues you have to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't understand me.
You've gotten to know too much.
You've gotten to know too much. It means that maybe you slept with the person, now you went to your boyfriend in the name of, oh, I'm all yours. This one too sleep with you and go to the girlfriend, oh, I'm all yours. So sometimes fundamentally there's some trust issues that you have to start dealing with.
Yes.
I don't really understand what I'm trying to say. And the fact that her mouth is too heavy to open her mouth and say, what are we?
What are we?
It's difficult. So that I keep saying, look, listen, I mean, growing up as an African is very difficult because a man has to come and propose to you, and then you make a decision after the ones who come. You don't really have a say much. But I think that it's high time that if you're with somebody and you realize that the relationship is going beyond a certain level, you should be able to ask for a definition of what is happening. I'm not saying go and chase men, no. But if the man is coming to chase you, the man is crossing a certain boundary, I think it's high time as women, we should be able to open our mouths and ask, oh, what are we? What does this mean? Define the relationship so that you can hold somebody accountable. Because as it is now, you can't hold the guy accountable. He also cannot hold you accountable. But let me just let her know that she's not strange for having feelings with the best friend or even having an intimate affair with their best friend, she's not the only one and she won't be the last. But let's not kid ourselves that we can have best friends of the opposite sex, especially at certain stages in life.
Right. I think it happens with maybe high school.
Oh, high school can have high school can have a best boyfriend, especially if you are a tomboy, for instance. You play.
Yeah,
for me,
a lot of tomboys.
Basketball. I was playing those games were mostly male-dominated sports. So you can end up having a friend who is a best friend. But as you grow to a certain stage, that best friend should become a good friend and not a best friend.
I just wanted to add that sometimes, when we do this best friend too much, I think at some point you are depriving yourself of being able to actually meet a person that you could actually be with.
True.
Because you are wasting all this time
with a best friend,
with a so-called best friend. And like she's saying,
when go to the movies together,
you do all of
you
these
go to
things,
the beach,
everybody sees you together.
Yes.
You discuss your secrets, your aspirations, what you want to do in life, everything with your best friend.
Yes. And then you without defining it, which could have, fine-tuned things for you to be in a good relationship. You've not done all of that. You are there 2, 3, 4 years, and then now you have, deprived yourself of having to have spent all of that time to get this person who could have actually been there to know you the way this person knows you. Okay, and we even go to the extent of even marrying somebody and still keeping the so-called best friend, and still sharing very intimate things with them. And even in marriage, we get to cheat with them because we deceived ourselves. So I like what she says about let's not kid ourselves. People are still holding that opinion. It's not, we have, some people have experimented for us to know that it's not working. So let's drop it, and not before and not even when you are married. Spend the real time with this person. Define it at the very beginning so that you can be all right. Yesterday I was watching a movie like that, as if I knew that would be here, where these so-called best friends, and one person had expectation that it would develop into something else.
The women always have expectations.
Exactly. And the man, she actually been forced to have intimate relation with him. And he said, no, take an after pill. She didn't take it. Got pregnant, forced this man to marry her. And now the man's eyes are everywhere. And she's crying for the whole world to hear.
And also, some of these issues too, when you now have a man that you want to even try out with, you're always measuring the man up to your best friend. You don't give your man, you forget that you have built this best friend relationship over 10 years. Then as soon as you meet a man, oh, my best friend knows my favorite color. He knows what I like. He knows what makes me tick. He knows what, then this guy there, I have to tell him before he'll do what he has to do for me. Then you start comparing the two. Even if you don't open your mouth to say it, you realize that you actually end up comparing the two. What they are doing for you, how they make you excited, forgetting that this person has had 10 years of practice.
Very good.
So I think that this best friend wahala,
we need to check it.
You need to check. You can have a good friend who is a guy.
Yes.
Someone that occasionally, yes. But you can't have a best friend of the opposite sex.
Well,
possibly.
So what if the two best friends are married? Do you think it's still not possible?
Worse.
They are married to other people?
Yeah, other people.
Oh, that's worse.
It's even worse. Someone once told me that the best people who cheat are actually married people. Because when you are wearing your ring and he's also wearing his ring and you go out, everybody assumes that the two of you are together. So you don't raise eyebrows. That's just by the way. But you see, when you are married, technically your husband or your wife technically should be your best friend. I'm not saying that you should do everything by them, no. You also need to have your own life and everything. But technically you can't have a deeper, more meaningful relationship with anybody else apart from the one you are with.
Excellent point.
That's the ideal situation. Ideally, for the growth of your family, for the mental stability of your kids and everything, you and your husband, you and your wife need to build that strong family, that's that center, like that family. You can't have that bond with an outsider when your family exists. You understand?
Well,
You can have somebody that maybe for instance, if you have a husband who is not outgoing, you are outgoing, you may
Once
have
in a
that
while.
guy who occasionally when you want to
Occasionally.
step out, you can call him in the midst of other friends and then you go
even
out.
your husband sometimes should even know him.
Even your husband
Yes,
should
not
also
sometimes,
know him
Yeah.
all the
and
time.
be comfortable with
With
him,
him, Exactly.
and be comfortable with you hanging out with him. Probably all of you hang out sometimes. That's different.
Yes.
That's having a good friend
Yes.
that you use for one thing or another. But not having a best friend. Having a best friend, it means that in totality, this is the person who knows you. This is the person that is your main go-to
You
person.
spend so much time with this
Why would
person.
you go and stand in front of God, a man, and proclaim your love to somebody, build a family, pop kids out of the person, or you to give, all of that and claim that somebody else is your best friend?
So what if they're church mates? Maybe not best friend, but church brother and sister that does everything together.
No, you can't
What-
do
what-
everything
what-
together.
brother
You
what and
cannot
sister
be
what?
doing everything together. It's
I mean,
a
that one, please don't
no-no.
even go there. Otherwise, the show will take a different turn. Brother Christy and Sister what?
Sister Joe, I know.
As for that one, let's not even go there. You see, the Bible is clear. You see, the Bible is clear as to what you need to do, boundaries. And I have a feeling that, look, if you understand the Bible well, you understand Christianity well, you understand religion very well, there are certain boundaries you will not cross.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, we have some messages from our Facebook page. Per Alizi is saying, just wait until you get pregnant for him. That's when you will truly see his character.
Ayo.
She said something. Womede Mac Paradise say, you need to ask him these questions directly so you will know exactly where you stand. Like, I'm not shy to ask you what are you?
You see,
not.
sometimes
I do that
you,
very
you are not
quickly.
shy because
Yeah.
of where you are in life.
Right.
Sometimes when we were young, certain things were difficult.
They make it look like it's a desperate act.
No, it's not. It's
ask
not.
that
No,
Yes,
no,
they make it look that's true.
It's not
But
like it's a
the way I will ask you,
like you are shy
Yeah.
to even ask such a question.
man.
we should not.
To ask a man such a thing, and it's like those times where if you're a woman cry and the woman is hitting it and it's not nice.
You cannot say.
You cannot even say
Hey.
that, baby, this is how I like
say
it.
it though.
Because you think that if you say it, you'll be a bad girl. But you get to a certain stage. I can't waste my emotions, I can't waste my feelings on a bad ending. I can't. So when the thing is not knocking, you say, Charlie, thing no dey knock. So do I'm here, I for tutor you so that you knock the thing well. Because I can't waste my energy, my emotions, my hairs on edge and everything only for me to be left hanging. No, it's a very difficult thing. Look, people think that it's men who have blue whatever. We also have pink things. So please, don't leave me there. And before I get down, you have to pour buckets of water on me to cool me down. I don't want that experience. So you get to a certain level where now you open your mouth and say, Charlie, babe, this one, I like this one. This one, no, this one, I don't like it. And you don't feel like you've crossed boundaries.
So what about, there's actually a question here that someone is asking here. Laurie is asking. So what if the person is a devoted Christian and helps you go to church and all that? Can you
So what?
No, a
Go to
devoted
church.
Christian
Why
that you
are
are
you
intimate with your
making
best
it?
friend. You see,
What is wrong?
let's not kid. You see, when somebody says I'm a devoted Christian, I'm a staunch Muslim, I'm a this thing, but you are saying you are all the religions I know, none of them
approves
of that.
Yeah.
So you can't say you are devoted and yet you go and have sex with your best friend.
Yes.
And still call yourself a devoted. You understand? I don't get it.
It doesn't matter the good
It doesn't
things that
matter.
come
The
with
long
it.
and short is that, look, lady, you have two options.
Leave or ask questions.
Either you decide that, look, for you to have a meaningful relationship with a man, you need to limit. You don't have to leave your best friend.
But do you think they love each other? That's the most important
think they
question.
No, they do love each other to a certain, but I don't know what kind of love, because there are different kinds of love and there are different stages of love.
I think it's enough for them to
So
start.
for them to be able to be in the same space and carry on like this for 10 years, there's some love going on. But she needs to ask herself first the serious questions.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
And also ask him also the serious questions. And if she realizes that the two of them cannot be together, or if they ask those questions, then she needs to distance themselves so that she can give herself the opportunity to actually meet somebody else and love somebody else.
Right. So Doris is saying, I really hate this whole bestie thing. William is saying, you two are clearly in love with each other. I think so too. Cindy Nana is saying, you two are really something else. But honestly, think about talk things through him and know where you stand, madam, because it's very important for you to know where you stand. Ginger Boy is saying, if you can't define where the two of you stand, how do you expect us to figure it out from here?
That's true.
Yeah.
We've tried. We've tried.
On that note,
But you should just talk to the guy. Maybe a bit far.
Maybe. It's
Maybe a
possible.
bit far.
yeah.
Then
Anyway.
please invite us to your wedding, because we talked about it. I have some dress, how to wear it.
Anyway, sisters, thank you so much for, joining me on this episode. I really had fun, and I hope we helped everyone that sent in their letters, or maybe find a way for them to deal with each of these problems. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll be sharing my final thoughts.
Kudos. Remember what I told you. Whenever you face a challenge, never chicken pout.
Just eat the chicken.
Use Kivo 100% natural 3-in-1 mix of ginger, garlic, and onion powder for steaming all your delicious meat, fish, and chicken, and also good for stews and soups. No salt, no MSG, no preservatives. It's 100% natural 3-in-1 mix.
I'm a match winner. But the real champion is Kivo 100% natural ginger, garlic, and onion powder. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Right, welcome back. It's still Sister right here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. Thank you for your letters, especially those of you that we read their letters today. Thank you so much for trusting us to go through your letters and helping you find solutions to deal with it. But I'm going to share my final thoughts, which I'm going to start with the last letter that we actually read about this whole bestie thing. I really wish, a man and woman can be best friends, but I feel like as the relationship goes forward, a lot of things come to play. The feelings of other people, your own feeling, and how complicated and messy and murky that you can make the whole relationship be. So yes, I have to agree with the ladies that I don't think it's possible. We can be good friends, but the issue of bestie, I think that's a bit problematic. And what I would like to say is the only advice I have for this lady, what has happened has happened. You guys are already intimate. So it's very important you know what's the next step, and which you don't have to be shy of. I mean, you've all seen yourself naked. You've seen me naked, I've seen you naked. So why am I being shy? Just ask the question, what are we? What are we doing? Where are we? Where is this thing headed to? What do you want? This is what I want. And if those questions are answered, then you will know the next step to take. It's so simple. We like making things complicated by just keeping quiet. But communication is important in every type of relationship, even in this situationship. Because this right here is definitely a situationship, because you don't know where you are. And to take it from a situationship to a relationship, or a situationship to singleship, you need to ask those questions. What are we? Where are we headed to with this? What are we doing? What do you want? Where do you see us? What do you feel about me? Simple. And now to the other letter, which was the first one that I read. I honestly, thank you to the guy that sent the letter, but I didn't think you did well for, sucking her out of the house at night. I think that's very extreme. It's very scary. And that's a bit of an abusive behavior. I'm not going to, be quiet about that. But I'm glad you also asked for forgiveness. And I hope that this is not your behavior. I hope this is not the real you. You understand? But then again, I feel like your girlfriend is, felt a bit too comfortable. Really, I would want to believe that she felt a bit too comfortable because of your own behavior. If she has already told you that, look, this is how you make me feel. It's like you don't have time for me. You know, you would understand that this person likes attention. And if you're not giving her that attention, that is why she's looking outside. And I'm not saying she has the right to look outside, but that's her own way of dealing with it, which is bad. Do you understand? So if she has already had that conversation of you not giving her attention, I think you should just work towards it. It shouldn't be that complicated, because sometimes men even want things or want to be treated certain ways, and the woman has to learn it and make the man feel good because she cherishes, you know, that man, or cherishes the relationship. So if you cherish this woman and cherish the relationship, maybe you should actually be listening to her when she says that this is how you make me feel. Not just hear her. Hearing is different from listening. Listen, not just hear the words coming out from her mouth. Listen, let it sink in. Because if you were listening, this wouldn't get to this stage. And two, she is wrong for talking to other men even in your presence. That's all I have to say, and I hope you guys solve it. You know, you guys should just learn to forgive each other, and I think it's possible to still, you know, have that affection, all by, you know, having forgiveness as, you know, your base or your roots. I wish you good luck. I wish you good luck anyway, both of you. That's the man and the woman that send letters. Thank you. And a very big thank you to our sponsor, Gino. Thank you for holding us down. I really do appreciate it. And also to everyone out there, if you want the most delicious meals, you should be using everything Gino. You will thank me later. My name is Kata, and this has been Sister.